watch this video real quick. It's a guy playing cops on Tinder, goes on interrogation date with real police.
But you're not ready for the night to be over anyway. Then you remember that maybe it's not too late to make plans with a man in uniform. His profile says his name is Trayshawn. He's
mind you, this isn't a cop. Look at this.
26 years old, and look, he's only 3 miles away. His photos show him in police uniform, and his bio says BCSO, short for Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office. One of his photos even shows a fully marked police cruiser.
This dude really walked up to a police car and took a picture of it, put it on his Tinder profile. Oh, amazing.
Even though you know meeting up with a random guy late at night could be dangerous, seeing his badge makes you feel safe. Except, not everything is as it seems. The firearm, uniform, and badge are comforting. But what if none of it was ever real? Uniform and badge are comforting.
Legit belt.
But what if none of it was ever real?
What's the point? He's trying to look cool to bang stupid chicks.
That was the case for the Bernalillo County employee who received a notification that she matched with Trayshawn. After reading his bio, for the Bernalillo County employee who received a notification
he matched with someone who works for the sheriff's department.
that she matched with Trayshawn. After reading his bio, she wondered why.
Every time you see BCSO, you think of No Pixel. I was invited to be a cop on the No Pixel server like 3 years ago.
She had never.
If I was going to do anything in GTA role playing, it would be me and like Brandon and a couple of our friends creating a band of roaming homeless people who do crack and steal money and just harass people constantly, like surround other players and just talk mad and, you know, try to find a Prius to have an orgy in. Dirty Mike and the boys.
Never seen him around, so she started to dig a little deeper. After speaking with sheriff's office employees, the woman realized it wasn't just an oversight. Trayshawn didn't look familiar to any of her colleagues.
Damn, she ratted on him.
The BCSO quickly put the pieces together. Trayshawn's Tinder profile was a fake.
Did he really not think that like no one would catch on to this? Does he think there's not real cops or people who work at the police department or the sheriff's department on Tinder? Like when I was a cop, I was on Tinder.
It was Rico Trayshawn Dukes.
I think every single cop I worked with was on there.
He did live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was him in the photos. But a little fact checking proved that Dukes wasn't employed by the BCSO. He shouldn't have a uniform, a badge, or access to a marked cruiser. So why did he appear to have all of the above in his Tinder profile? Officers wasted no time tracking down the cop impersonator. They drove to arrest
Dirty Donut and the boys. Hey, thanks for the shack.
restaurant called Monroe's near downtown Albuquerque, where they knew Dukes was supposed to meet one of his matches.
Open the door from the outside.
Damn, they rolled up in a felony traffic stop too. They didn't even walk up to the guy. I mean, I guess they know he's armed sometimes. He wears a gun on his side. Damn, dude, they got the jump out boys covered him too with rifles.
Work shirt, he's got a badge on his shirt.
Slowly take your
Cops don't date. Yeah, cops don't date people. They don't have souls. They're not real people.
seatbelt off. Slowly. Exit the car.
I can't wait to hear this interview with this dude.
You have hands back there, Ian?
I'm probably not gonna watch the whole 35 minutes. I just want to kind of hear. Oh, look, there's a big titty right here. Something happened. Couple titties right here. And
Hey,
then
1080.
big
Just so you
titty
guys
over
know,
here.
When the officers on scene realize Dukes has a weapon, they move in. One officer shouts at him, ordering him not to reach for his firearm. Dukes was easy to spot.
Damn,
He was
dude.
dressed in the same uniform that the officers arresting him would typically wear.
Oh my God. Oh, that's why he's going to the date. And so he wore his fake police outfit. They arrested him in his fake police outfit. This is awesome.
He didn't pull up to the restaurant in a police cruiser, but he would soon be leaving in one.
Hey, as soon as we can, let's dress down, keeping your camera on you like on your belt or something, and then we'll perform the 27 here, but not all. Everything up with this dude. Let's get him out of sight pretty quick. Yeah. We're just dressing down. We're trying not to make a scene. We got him in a truck so we can form our 27 here.
They want him second floor for interview.
Okay. You just meet back at the main or whatever. Cool.
More to this string. Obtains new the officer driving Dukes makes a stop on the way to the station. He obtains new paperwork and learns that there's even more to this strange story.
So what happened?
Chain of command said arrest.
Okay.
He carried a gun on a school campus last week, and they said arrest tonight.
Holy shit. So not only is he impersonating an officer, he's impersonating an officer while walking around with a gun on a school campus. That's some charges right there, young man. She set up a sting date? Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny. Am I streaming on Rumble? Supposedly.
Cool. Yeah, 'cause he's like, what's going on? And I was like,
Now I need to show some real boobies. Moody.
Yeah, you can let him know. He's getting charged with 3 more counts.
Oh.
And then for unlawful carrying of a deadly weapon on school property.
With the paperwork in hand,
That's what we call felonious.
the officer relays that new information to Dukes.
it looks like
356 SO.
there was a warrant issued for you for unlawful carry of a firearm on a school.
So female and male were evaluated
And-
by medical and refused further treatment. They're police risk.
Looks like another charge for impersonating a police officer.
God damn.
Dukes stays silent in the back seat of the patrol car for the next several minutes as the officer explains what will probably happen. Soon, they arrived at the sheriff's office, BCS,
You don't know?
and into an interrogation
He is,
room.
dude. He's wearing the
There,
same damn thing.
Actual BCSO officers begin questioning him.
Also, shout out to Law and Crime Investigates for this video. Whoever narrates this has a solid ass voice. Way better than mine. I like to be too goofy to use that voice. And then they shot him in his dick.
Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on today?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Can you tell me why you're in a Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department uniform?
I bought this from Kaufman's.
You bought it from Kaufman's? Tell me about that.
He knows he's cooked.
When did you buy it?
Some months ago.
How long?
Some months ago.
Some
You
months
love a
ago.
video in that
Do
voice.
you know like what month it was?
I don't.
Okay.
So it was a couple months ago.
And why did you get the uniform?
Just like promotional stuff.
Promotional? What do you mean promotional? stuff?
Promotional stuff?
Okay.
Video.
I'm just a huge fan of the BCSO. I wanted to promote them. I think that's what he's saying right now. Huge fan, huge fan. Wanted to look just like you guys.
Okay. So to promote these.
You missed the firefighter shooting input. There wasn't really much to it. I figured there would be more to the story today. The guy set a fire. It's burned 20 acres. It's still burning today. When the firefighters showed up, he shot 3 of them, killing 2 of them. One of them's in surgery. He ended up killing himself after 300 law enforcement officers, various agencies responded. And then it said that he had a history of hating authority figures such as police and firefighters, which, why are you with the firefighters, dude? Come on.
BCSO? And do you work for the Sheriff's Department? And how do you promote BCSO?
It's like videos and stuff.
Videos and stuff?
Oh god, this guy watches me, doesn't
What
he?
kind of videos do you take?
Just like the buildings, BCSO. I get like pictures with them and stuff.
Okay. Have you taken a lot of videos?
He
and
just
stuff?
has no idea what to say right now. He's like, I got caught trying to bang chicks by saying I'm a cop.
I'm just starting, so no.
Oh, just starting? Have you taken any yet? So you haven't taken any of these videos yet. What made you want to start doing these videos?
I love police in my family.
Tell me about
Just
that.
friends and family. I have 2 cousins. They're twins back home in South Carolina. They're both sheriffs. So it's always been an interest. I guess you could say.
Why didn't you just go? Why didn't you try to be a cop? Or, get on No Pixel or something and pretend to be a cop there where you can't get arrested.
Okay. And what are your
Yeah, so what he should do, someone said in chat, was like, yeah, just shut up, dude. Shut up. Wait for your attorney to plead stupid.
cousin's names.
You know, wait for your attorney to be like, he didn't know he couldn't do that. He thought it was just fun. He was trying to bang chicks on Tinder, which, you know, maybe won't work, but at least let your attorney talk for you. It probably won't work.
They're on my dad's side, not my mom's side, so I don't really know. I just,
Okay, do you know what department they work for?
Richland County.
Richland County. We got friends there.
Do you have any other family in law enforcement?
I noticed that.
And with the wearing of the uniform, how did you get the idea to start doing these promotional videos you're talking
Just
about?
random idea one
Random idea?
day. Yeah.
And when you went into Kaufman's, did you have to show any identification?
Your Honor,
that
he's retarded.
you worked with the sheriff's
They
department?
asked me, but I told them I didn't have any. I was just getting some stuff for promotional videos for
He keeps saying I was doing promotional videos.
so.
Dude, just say, I'm an idiot. Actually, don't say anything. Let your attorney talk to him, but let your attorney say, he's dumb. He thought he was just having a good time. He was trying to bang chicks on Tinder. He didn't mean to cause any harm or whatever. I don't know. What a dumbass.
Okay.
Just digging a hole,
And they
dude.
were okay
Just
just
digging
selling
that
to
hole.
without any identification? Okay.
Kaufman's West is a uniform store on Eubank Boulevard in Albuquerque.
That was the input.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
hold on. I want to look. There's this huge peak
And
right
what
here.
about
This huge
the
titty.
gun on your hip and stuff?
That's my personal.
That's your personal gun? Okay. Where did you buy that?
I bought that from, I want to say ABQ gun.
Files, possible email accounts, and address history. Unlimited reports with this kind of information and more are available in minutes to anyone with a paid subscription.
It's an ad. I thought they were about to say he's a sex offender. It's like, knew it. That's why he's not a cop. Who's that? One of my buddies, one of my police buddies, was telling me about how he does the new interviews, or the interviews for new police officers and stuff. And they had a guy come in, and they ask you, is there anything you want to confess right now, because we're gonna figure out about it. And this one dude that came in wanted to be a police officer. He had I can't remember if it was a dismissed charge or he just went ahead and said it because they said we're going to find out about it. But he said, yeah, I used to f my dog. And so they get him in front of they're having like a little board. There's a couple of the sergeants and lieutenants and stuff in front of him. And my buddy asked him, like, well, you put this down, you confessed it to us, which thank you for your honesty. But how do you think this would affect a law enforcement career? And the guy goes, well, I guess you wouldn't let me have a K9. And it took my buddy said it took him and everyone around him just not crack up laughing.
Law and Crime partners with Truthfinder so our writers and reporters can research cases and reveal real information about suspects like
Needless to say, the guy did not become a police officer. You can't f dogs and be a cop. Well, I mean, you probably can, but just don't tell anyone, It's not a nice thing to do. It's like, did you know that Chihuahuas die after sex? No, they do. Well, all the ones I did. Oh, man. Having sex with animals is wrong, by the way.
Rico Trayshawn Dukes. But even if you don't work in true crime,
I see why there's a peak right there. Because it's after the ad, so it's where everyone's clicking to. I got it. Yeah, exactly. Look, the peak is there because everyone's clicking past the ads. My videos look the same.
life, Dukes goes back to answering some more difficult questions related to his arrest.
What kind of videos are you making?
Like promotional.
Yeah, pigeons die after sex too.
You said promotional, but I'm not into this technology stuff, so I don't know what promotional means.
Go apply and stuff like that. Just videos just to get them out.
Come on, say influencer. Say influencer.
Have you contacted our public affairs
say the word.
officer or anything? Public information?
Yeah, I don't know how that goes. As far as like getting in contact with certain people.
Contact information for a sheriff's department's public affairs division is usually listed on the department website. For Bernalillo County, the public information officer's name and email address are listed on the front page.
Wait, so do praying mantises? Mantici? Yeah, doesn't the female eat the male's head after they do it? It's like, thanks for the cum, and then just bites his head off? Something like
So
that?
promotional videos, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Why do I end up with always end up with the most messed up police stories? That's not even messed up, bud. I ask every cop. They probably have worse stories than I do. I only did it for a little over 2 years, man. I didn't retire from policing. I didn't do it terribly long. I did enough time to get a year in on the SWAT team and pieced out.
Have you ever, remember I said I'm going to ask some weird questions? It might be a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever done anything that resulted in you going to the hospital for some sort of mental evaluation?
Dukes tells the investigators that he has received treatment and evaluation related to a self-harm incident. He says he was trying to make a point that someone in his life had hurt him.
Maybe that's
He stayed in
why.
a facility for about a week, but no longer sees a therapist.
That was, like I said, that was just to make a point to her, so.
Okay. Any other threats?
No.
How about threats to harm anybody?
No.
Never? All right. So, you ever serve in the military or anything like that? No? Have you ever applied for the military? All right. Have you ever applied to buy a firearm or anything and been denied?
Never been denied, always, once or twice, they just had to wait. It was just like the next day. I came
Okay,
picked it
put a
up.
weight on it. You said you applied for APD once? What made you want to be a cop?
Serve my
I just
community.
served my cousins.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Researchers across the world have studied cop impersonators and found similar psychological reasons for their decisions to dress up in uniform or
Retarded.
flash an unauthorized badge at an unsuspecting citizen. Studies show that many impersonators are cop wannabes, or those who wish they could be an officer, but for whatever reason aren't able. Some common motives
Whatever reason. There's a couple reasons, like you dogs, you know.
for impersonation is the materialistic gain, or the authority that comes with the title of officer.
Not having an ad blocker in 2025. You know what? I just don't have it on this browser yet. I started a fresh new account just for streaming, so I don't accidentally show you guys my search history on my main account.
Now,
You don't want to go to dirtymidgethose.com. You don't want to go there.
the detective circles back to how Dukes might have obtained the uniform.
Or do you? Do you want to go there? dirtymidgethose.com. Oh my God. Good Lord. Look at that.
He's wearing. Investigators are familiar with the strict ID policy at Kaufman's West, so they aren't buying his story that employees there sold him in the uniform.
And the other concern is, usually for like places like Kaufman and all that, you have to show you have to show identification.
Right.
So it's hard to believe they actually let you walk out like
It threw
that.
me off, too.
Why would you try knowing that?
What do you mean?
Like, what made you decide just to go? I'm going to go in and buy it.
Well, I told
SO
them what it
uniform.
was for, and they let me buy it.
Okay. Do you remember who sold it to you?
So the short white lady. There's like 3 of them, but it was a short white lady.
What name did you use?
Mine.
Yours?
Yeah.
You used.
Okay, we get it. You wanted some booty. So you went down to where the cops buy their uniforms and you bought one of the uniforms. And then you got caught. What do we hold on, let me see what he was charged with. Everything he was charged with. Let's get over here real quick. Let's watch the ending of the story.
Dukes says his goal isn't to pick up women, but it doesn't appear his goal is really to make promotional content either, considering he hasn't recorded a single video.
He could have just let his attorney say he wanted to get laid and he's a idiot and tried to plea it down or something. But no. Deny, make counter accusations.